Episode 20, Dulce. So there's an episode dedicated to the useful dragon Dulce. Well, alright, I'm excited. Sure, she stole screen time from Bunny, but I'm having a surprisingly hard time trying to care. We start out with some flying machines with spotlights moving around, and then Chuck crawls out from a sewer grate with a backpack. Wouldn't just seeing an unauthorized backpack on Chuck get him in trouble? Dulce is a lookout with her night vision binoculars. Chuck hides behind something really quickly. I can see where Sonic got his speed from. But if he outright had super speed, he'd be way more useful. Chuck opens a door, setting off an alarm, and uses a screwdriver to let Sonic sneak into a place. Sonic tells Robotnik in his pink bed that there's a problem, and Robotnik says to activate all Megamac units. Sonic runs from lasers and flying machines go after him. Robotnik comes up behind Snively wearing a purple nighttime cloak. What is it with him in girly colors? Sonic moves in a small circle at super speed and magically creates a tornado. It always feels more believable when he does so with a spin dash, even though it makes just little sense for him to hover above the ground in spin dash form. I guess it's because Heroes did it. He runs towards some flying machines, and Sonic gets stuck in the floor by green Megamac. Now it's green? It was brown before. What's the point of Robotnik constantly changing his colors? Dulce asks what's happening, something's making her crazy, and just now she decides to go after Sonic. Dulce finally gets to be useful by taking a deep breath in front of Robotnik and shooting ice water out of her nostrils, which freezes everything in sight and lets her rescue Sonic. I'm glad she used her ice breath again. But what exactly did Sonic accomplish on this mission? What was the point of Chuck sneaking him into the place he went to? I like that Bunny is guiding Dulce to her from the floor by using the glowing things that they guide airplanes with. It's like a reality ensues thing. I'm guessing that the predictable comedy will have Dulce crash, though. Did the writers hate Dulce? That's the only explanation I can think of. I don't understand why she can't make a good landing. She doesn't have that problem in the comic. I guess because it's not funny to not see it in motion. Robotnik wants to use the mind probe to search for weakness. Chuck doesn't like the sound of that. Sonic tells his heroes all about what Dulce did. It's nice to see him doing this. Dulce says that her landings are killing her since her knees are bandaged, showing consequences. And suddenly, her head starts glowing and she starts flying. She tells the heroes that she's been having weird spells where she can't control her wings. This scene's really pointless. This scene's really unnecessary. Why does she hang herself upside down when she sleeps? That would get all the blood to the brain away from her vital organs. Predictably, she flies away when hanging upside down. I like Sally's pretty pink pajamas. She's given a letter from a carrier not pigeon, which makes her worry, and for some reason she felt the need to change out of her pajamas before meeting up with Sonic, who says Dulce's flight is weird even for her. Robotnik sends robots after Dulce since he sees her in the camera footage. How late does he stay up for the chances of seeing something like this? The flying machines grab her with ropes when Dulce's sleep flying with her eyes open for some reason. Sonic uses a laser shooter to get rid of one of the ropes. For some reason it doesn't immediately cut the rope because filler, and instead Sonic ends up hanging by the rope and falling. I don't understand how Dulce fell asleep so deeply instantly after hanging, that it took forever for Sally to wake her up and save Sonic. This stuff isn't funny, it's confusing. Dulce says she had a strange dream where her mom was telling her to come to Dragon's Nest, where all the lady dragons go, as opposed to all dragons. Gallagher did this better by simplifying it with the colony area. Nicole, not Dulce for some reason, tells everyone that the dragons are drawn to Dragon's Nest, the lady dragon nesting place in a canyon where adult females lay their eggs. What, does Dulce have eggs from a non-existent mate she had? So why is she called over to it when she doesn't have eggs? Chuck overhears Robotnik's plan to hunt Dulce, and Nicole creates a hologram showing when Dulce was being taught to fly by her mother. How can Nicole create this? Did they put a machine on her head to show her dream? No, they didn't. Her mother tells her that she's special because she can sense steam from her ears. Dulce flies away, and a carrier pigeon warns Sally with Chuck's message about Robotnik's plan. This makes more sense than Chuck going to knothole himself. By the way, why didn't Robotnik put tracking devices in all of the Robians? If he did that, he would have found Knothole where Sonic had tried to roboticize Chuck. Sally gives Sonic a ring from his backpack. By the way, I love that he has a backpack in this show. It gives a proper pocket for him other than hammer space. Every continuity should do that. But really, it should be Antoine who has that backpack, so he could have a bunch of tools in there. By sunrise, Sonic runs up a cliff with Sally. Have they been awake all night tracking down Dulce? They should be pretty tired by now. Sally sees Dulce being captured by the flying machine. What were they even planning to do to save Dulce anyways? They were in a flying machine. They're on the ground. Sally's supposed to be smarter than that. She should have gone after her in a flying machine of Rotors, who hasn't done anything in forever and barely had any screen time, though I'm kind of fine with that considering they ruined his design and stuff. Wait, I just saw Dulce get captured by the flying machine, and now all of a sudden they see her being fine and flying up to an egg. Huh? Sally says that this can't be her egg because she's too young, finally lampshading this as the egg keeps moving on its own. Sally says that the other dragon they mistook for Dulce was captured by Robotnik. So Dulce wasn't captured, the egg's mother was. And there's tension because when the egg hatches, the baby will need their milk. Robotnik interrogates the dragon, wanting to know if there's more of them out there. I hope he means besides Dulce, because he should already know about her after she ice breathed him twice. Robotnik finally has the idea to send the dragon to the roboticizer. I guess she could only tell him stuff from her memory when she's not a robot. But Chuck remembered being a robot after he was briefly roboticized. Dulce flies the heroes away from a flying machine in a narrow canyon. I really like that sunrise, by the way. The sky looks pretty with its pink in it. There's genuine tension taking advantage of the fact that Dulce crashes a lot and she never does. So her crashing all the time has an actual purpose because it helps balance out the overpoweredness of her being able to fly a lot longer than Tails can. Dulce is complimented for making a perfect landing, which is especially a good thing since she was carrying an egg, which she implies motivated her to do better. Bunny uses glow sticks to guide Dulce to her again. I hope she's doing that outside Knothole. Then the heroes wonder what will happen when the egg hatches. That's a good point because Dulce shouldn't logically have milk for the egg, because she never even had a mate herself to get the milk to happen. Sally says that when the egg hatches, they just have to make sure the egg won't go away, and Bunny sits on it and gets thrown into the ceiling while Sonic leaves to go find the mother. That's much smarter. I was worried that Dulce was going to try and take care of it. Bunny doesn't look like she'll be good at keeping the egg from jumping around, which is dumb since she has super strength, so she should just be able to push the egg, just keep it from jumping around by having her hand on top of it. Chuck tells Sonic where to go to find the mother, and Robotnik says to alert a backup unit. Sally approaches the flying machine, Dulce burns the top of it with her fire breath, and she destroys a flying camera too. Then she shoots ice breath to defeat the swap bots. So they finally have a way of actually destroying Robotnik's robots in the show. This is why Dulce is better than Antoine. Why doesn't she do this every episode? Where was she in season 1? Sonic boosts around. Sonic runs around making swap bots shoot each other with Megamach. I'm so bored. The units aren't able to attack him, and Sonic confidently stands there happy about the flying machine shooting Megamach at the robots, not him. Wouldn't some sabotage this obvious just give away to Robotnik that he has a spy? How's he supposed to know if it's Dulce or not? Sonic taunts Robotnik in his Megamach-covered spaceship, not explaining to him that it was Dulce who did it. And Sonic returns home with Dulce and the Mother Dragon for the egg to hatch. Sonic shows a soft side because he says she's cute. It turns out that there are 2 protector dragons that the fate of all dragons rests on. One of them is Dulce, because of course she's the main character, and the other one is arbitrarily the baby dragon because it has to be special. The mother dragon kisses Dulce, which is confusing since I didn't think she was related to her, and she flies away to a place where Robotnik would never find her. How does she know? And Rotor gives Dulce knee pads. This only makes me wonder how ditzy he is to have just thought of giving her these now. I do like that Dulce says purple is her favorite color and thanks him. I think that's my favorite color that's not black too. Black doesn't really count as a color though. But she really should have had these knee pads a long time ago. And drawing attention to her knees also reminds me that they were hurt earlier and makes me wonder how they recovered so fast. I guess the plant stuck to them earlier healed them with magic. Okay, so this story was about Dulce instinctively flying to the dragon's nest that comes out of nowhere in her sleep and getting the egg of one of the two protector dragons out of nowhere besides her. And the heroes then go to save the dragon's mother from being roboticized because apparently Dulce isn't the last dragon alive anymore. The day is saved because the flying machines shoot Mega Mac at the robots instead of Sonic, who expected all of this. But it's not made nearly clear enough how this happened. Did Chuck do it, or Dulce when she fire brought the tops of them? That doesn't make sense. And it should have been Dulce telling the heroes about how dragons work and stuff, not Nicole, who would have no reason to know. So she had no reason to have another Omniscience episode. I feel like it was a mediocre episode. Not bad, but not amazing either. Though it might just be better because there was so much buffering in the video that took a half hour to watch. I think my problem with this episode was disappointment. I thought in an episode dedicated to Dulce, it would have her being especially useful. And she was useful by using Ice Breath and Fire Breath and saving the Protector's egg by flying around surprisingly well. She even created great tension because I didn't know if she crashed in the canyon or not. But she didn't have much agency because she was sleep flying in it, which I hated. We could have had her be awake and free herself from the flying machine just fine instead of whatever happened to save her. I actually forgot, since Sonic failed with the rope cutting thing. And, like, there was lore that was completely made up out of nowhere and it's never brought up again.